Hello Drag Racers, I'm Maddox.
And I'm Logan.
And for this season of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars, we will be bringing you weekly updates on our favorite 3 moments of the week, the shade of the week, our favorite queen of the week,
our least favorite queen of the week, our favorite team on the runway, and our predictions for next week's episode.
So stay tuned.
What do you want? What's the tea? You tell me what's the tea. What's the tea? You tell me what's the tea.
So my first favorite moment of this week was Jujubee during the mini challenge. They had to play basketball and day drag, and it was
like fish.
Yeah, instead of horse, they were playing fish, and the first team to spell fish lost. But so they cut to Jujubee, and she's like, "I played basketball in 7th grade for 1 game." But they ended up winning the mini challenge
Without one letter.
Yes, they were like WNBA stars, girl. And fucking Chanel tried to be all fancy, spinning the ball on her finger.
Because
and
she's
you
a
lost.
circus act.
And you lost.
My first favorite moment of the week is Raven and Jujubee listening to Chad and Chanel talk about their ideas for the main challenge. And those two bar queens running their mouth about how great everything's going to be, and Juju and Raven just looking over like this. On constant repeat. Interviews where they just show Jujubee going. Perfect moment. Well, it was hard to find 3 favorite moments, but that one came quite easy because the shade was thrown.
My second favorite moment didn't come until Untucked, when Jujubee was making fun of Chad and how they perform, because Chanel and Chad, first of all, Chanel thinks she's God's gift to performing. So Jujubee's like, it looks like she's eating a cheeseburger. She's like, and like during their practice, Chanel's like, we need to be forceful and we need to have fun and we need to, and I should come down. And I was just like, girl, stop. She just does too much. And everyone was like, bring it down, girl. It's not that serious.
Yeah. My second favorite moment ties into this because in the middle of the rehearsal on the runway for choreography, Chanel, Little Miss Choreography champion the past 2 weeks apparently, was Little Miss out of breath.
Oh yeah.
And I think that we should slide, and then she slid and was like, girl, you need to have 1 less pack of cigarettes a day and 1 less cheeseburger, and you won't be as exasperated. Bam, 10 points for word of the day in your next choreography challenge.
My third favorite moment was RuPaul announcing that there is no more teams next week. First of all, I think they should have did this last week. It's going to be top 4, no more teams, and that makes me happy because you didn't come here to be teams. You came here to be the all-star, and how are you going to be an all-star if you have to drag some bitch along with you?
My final favorite moment of this week's episode is really when I finally realized me and Jujubee are the same person.
I love Jujubee.
Because we throw the same amount of shade secretively. We don't do it to your face. But catch me in an interview or a one-on-one conversation at 2 a.m. drunk at a bar, and I'm throwing the shade. But also, when something devastating happens to me, the first thing I want is food. And when they finished that lip sync, and RuPaul said they both stayed, and Jujubee said, I really want fried chicken right now. I was like, I get it. I get it.
That was a good moment. My shade of the week. First of all, I think my shade of the week has always come from Jujubee because she's the shadiest person. I live for it though. During her little interviews and during the whole show, she is throwing shade non-stop. But Chanel goes on one of her long tangents again, talking about how she's changed as a person and her personality is more subtle. And then Jujubee goes, subtle? And looks over and is like, no girl, shut the fuck up. Can I get a meow? Ow. I don't even know what that means.
Because stupid ass Chanel was in that cat suit.
Oh yeah. I was just like, oh my god, Jujubee, you are so fucking funny and so shady. And I live for it.
That was going to be my shade of the week, but if you chose it, I had this one on backup. It's also stupid ass Chanel. Just talking about that ugly ass black gown
dress.
She wore. Girl, she's like,
and
she was giving you pageantry in her mind on that stage because she flipped and did that smile like they do in pageants. She said, "Stop it! That gown was disgusting. It didn't truly hit the floor. And what shoe were you wearing with it? Because that also looked like a little witch's boot. I just, go home. There are so many queens that should have been there instead of you.
My favorite queen of the week was Jujubee, just because she's hilarious during the whole episode. Ugh, I love Juju, so she's my favorite queen. I have no specific reason. Yeah. Just because.
My favorite queen was Raven, because even somehow in that mini challenge, she looked good.
That's true.
And then when they showed the opposite look, where they were doing daytime before they turned into their villain or superhero, and she came out in that Poochie print, and that body was 100% perfect. There was not one thing you could say was wrong with it. The wig was good, the chest contouring, the makeup. It was probably the best Raven has ever looked doing a more normal fish look. Then fast forward to her supervillain look, and she got crafty and put on that plastic thing and did her face different. I mean, everything she did this episode was perfect, to the lip sync, where she stood there not moving and delivered a solid performance from one spot.
Okay, my worst queen of the week is no surprise, Chanel. Like, come on. I feel like a broken record. Chanel, you are such an ignoramus. I can't even deal with you. I can't. Just, no. 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 Who's your worst queen?
No. My worst queen of the week is Chanel.
Shocking.
Again, you had like 10 minutes to get yourself in a look for the mini challenge. And somehow you focused all your energy on your foundation. Now, when you put on a full face of foundation, like so, you still need to do something to your eye and to your lip so you do not look like a little dirty thumb. This is what you look like with a little wig on top of it.
Yes, you have to add color back to your face.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
And fast forward to you in the challenge, that black gown
Was ugly.
and then your little supervillain look, you
It
should
was
have
too much.
covered the rest of your face up, and I think you would have been sickening, because I would not have had to see that busted ass, tired face one more time.
I always think it's too much. Like, they always say, like, put
Tone
on
it
something
down.
and take off one. But she
She
needs to
needs to-
take off, like, 10 things. Like, she had spikes on her face. She had a mask.
Rhinestones, masks. It looked like a jockstrap was on her face, is what it
It
looked
was
like.
too much. A ponytail coming out the top.
That was lopsided, clocked.
It was just too much. I can't with her. My favorite team on the runway was Jujubee.
Me too.
Because I just love them. I thought
They
their
did-
bodies...
The
Oh my
body. Where is the body?
Their bodies are... They pad for
Filth.
their lives.
And they listened to the challenge and
Yes.
gave you a definitive superhero and a definitive villain.
Yeah. And it was supposed to look like a comic book. And all the judges said...
They looked like a comic book.
Like they
but-
stepped out of Marvel. Except for... Since, you know...
Go
can we get a new
home.
judge?
Go home.
Can we get a new judge?
Put me and Maddox on the panel. We got shit to say too. But if you're looking at either of us for RuPaul's Drag Race Season 6, don't mind us. How you doing?
How you doing, Santino? Then I'll be on the runway sucking up like Chanel tries
Yes,
to
girl,
do.
we would have our noses right up in there.
My predictions for next week,
Oh, I wrote a full lineup, bitch.
and I think it's the last episode because
Well, we can discuss the first, that this has already been taped. It's taped over the summer. She taped this episode and then said, tweet your favorites, just like she did for last season's finales, which makes me wonder if they're going to do next week we have to go to the reunion, they tape all 4 of them winning, and then they air the one that actually wins.
Yeah.
But if they do eliminate 1 through 4 next week, I think Chanel will be in 4th place because I fucking hate you. I think Juju will be in 3rd place because she needs chicken and she don't want to stand on that runway one more minute. I think it will come down to Miss Professional Chad and Raven, who should have won her season. And I think Chad's going to once again get 2nd place and Raven is going to sweep the competition.
I agree. I want Raven to win.
I want Raven to win
If
badly.
Raven doesn't win, I'm going to be highly upset. Main challenge, Chad and Chanel won, and I was like gagging. I was like,
I was
what?
very upset that they both won.
What? Yeah.
Because Chad has carried Chanel through this entire competition.
She has.
Because Chad's superhero look tonight was
Yeah.
Bitch, when you see both of us in that makeup, janitors, and we will mop things quickly into a closet, leave it there for about a month, and then we'll bring it out, and y'all will be like, girl, you look fake.
Yeah, you can't do it right away, because then people are going to clock it. Oh, what's that? No.
No.
Who would you be? They had to lip sync to
Robin.
Dancing on My Own by Robin, which is one of my favorite songs. I performed that.
And we never really talk about the lip syncs that much, but this one was probably one of the best lip syncs I've seen in any of the seasons, because it was heartfelt.
Yeah, and it was gut-wrenching. Like, they were just standing there, like, sobbing.
You're up
especially
against one of your best friends.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were talking about it during the episode while we were watching. If we had to do it against each other, bitch,
I would be just like that.
I would be, look, let's be realistic. It would be me in shambles on the floor, vomiting, crying, and you, like, over rubbing my back.
Yeah.
And because I didn't lip sync, you would win.
Sorry, girl. See, I would cry for the first verse, and then I would cut it out.
Juju tried. She said, and now I'm across the stage, bitch. And I said, now she got a little pep in this step.
So that was everything for this week's episode, and tune in for next week's episode to find out what's the tea.
What do you want? What's the tea? You tell me what's the tea?
Go from losing a reality show to
judging
judging
one?
one?
Girl, your name must have got pulled. Who?
Exactly.
Bitch, you feel like you are